This exhibition is to showcase the past, present and future of the Curragh and the training grounds. Here we have a picture of Irish Derby Day at the Curragh back in 1954.
Yes, I would have been coming to the Derby at that time, and as a local we would be outside where the tents are, where we would have a cup of tea and a bun, and the bookies would be outside, and it would be great excitement. And then probably the landed gentry and the people that could afford it were inside. Now those days are gone, but I must say I enjoyed being outside, and the atmosphere and the crack was really good.
We're going to come to the McGrath family, which are synonymous with Irish racing and synonymous with the Curragh.
They left an indelible mark on Irish racing, and it was that family that organised the Irish Sweeps Derby in 1962, which again, as I said, was the benchmark set and brought us into world racing at a level we'd never been before.
The first Irish Sweeps Derby, 1962.
Remember as well, Roger Poinsley riding tambourine. The buzz around Kildare town that weekend, there were around 40,000 people attended. The buzz around Kildare was incredible. It was good for everybody. We were all excited. This was a whole new venture, this huge prize money. And Roger Poinsley on tambourine kicked on into the straight, and Bill Williamson riding Arctic Storm for the late John Knox failed by a fast fading short head to land the prize for Ireland.
And the McGrath family, at one stage they owned 3/4 of the Curragh, didn't they?
Yes. When the Curragh decided that they could run the Irish Sweeps Derby in 1962, there had to be a law passed through the Dáil in Ireland to allow the Curragh to be railed in for the Derby. And the McGrath family, being large landowners around the Curragh, gave up their sheep rights, as did other people involved in racing, so that there would be no conflict with the sheep farmers. And that was how the reason the government were on side, the McGraths did what they had to do, and everybody did, and as a result we got that area of the Curragh railed in. Now that's only a part of what the McGraths done. I mean, you can take Seamus McGrath, was a brilliant trainer. Lev Moss went and won the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. We've so many memories of the great stallions, great employers. They played a huge part in the development of Irish racing over many years.
I'm going to bring Nick O'Toole in here now to chat about Santa Claus and the Rogers family. As you know, Nick, I worked for Dermot Well for many years, and of course Santa Claus is buried down in Dermot's second yard, Rathbride.
That's right, he's in Rathbride. He's been buried there obviously since 1970. He was a stallion up to 1970 after he won the Irish Derby in 1964. And of course he was ridden by a local man called Billy Burke from Naas, and Billy became a major celebrity after the occasion because, you know, he wasn't in the top 5 or 6 jockeys that were riding at the time. He wasn't up to the top 5 or 6. But the people of Naas honoured the occasion by giving him an inscribed whip in the town hall back in 1965. And he was a local celebrity right up into the recent years. He just passed away in recent years.
I think the Rogers family obviously a really significant part of Irish racing as well. The grandfather of Michael Rogers was J.T. Rogers, and during the Great War, the First War, 1914-18, many trainers from England came across to Ireland, and jockeys, because conscription became part of the norm in England. The war was going, a lot of people, young men were being killed, and conscription became compulsory. We had no conscription in Ireland, even though we were under British rule, and they came over, and there were a lot of rules and regulations laid down by the Turf Club to ensure that they were properly licensed, and there was a restriction on the number of licenses they could have. But J.T. Rogers came over to Ireland, was a wonderful trainer, trained out of Crotonstown, trained...
So Mick O'Callaghan trains out of now, Crotonstown?
Yeah, trained Museum as a Triple Crown winner, leading trainer many times, and the grandfather of Mickey Rogers.
We've got the Maloney brothers, Tim and Martin Maloney.
Legends of the turf again, you know, and wonderful riders. If you talk to the old timers about the Maloneys, they tell you about their horsemanship and the strength of their legs. which is something we don't normally associate now with the way riders ride. The way they could push and keep pushing horses and squeezing horses, and they were legendary, you know, they'll never be, they're part of Irish folklore now and history. Wonderful jockeys.
The old racing calendars.
Yes, and particularly in a time now, I suppose it has to be stressed that in Ireland, the racing wasn't on Sundays. There were no evening meetings. There weren't anything like the meetings we have now. And the Maloneys and Joe Canty and all those jockeys would, on a Thursday or Friday evening, get the cattle boat from Dunleary across to England, and they might ride at Horse Park or Manchester, many tracks that are long since gone. And on Sunday night, come back then and ride during the week in Ireland.
And of course, the Aga Khan is synonymous with the Curragh.
Yes, the old Aga Khan, whom we're looking at here, he got involved in horses through Colonel Hall Walker, who was the owner of the National Stud, and they were friendly, who later became Lord Wavertree. And Colonel Hall Walker had bred some of the most famous horses at the National Stud, and he suggested to the Aga Khan that if you want to breed the best horses, Ireland is the place to go. You go to Ireland and they have everything in Ireland that will breed good horses for you. So he bought Giltown Stud in the 30s, Sallymount, Ballymanny and Sheshoon studs, and they're there to this day as testament to the good advice he got.
Peter O'Sullivan's commentary card from Shergar's Irish Derby win.
Yes, and probably this is a sad story really, because we know that Curragh was kidnapped and the mystery is still attached to what happened to him. It was a sad day for Irish racing, but thankfully the Aga Khan and everybody involved, they've moved on for it.
The most recent winner of the 2016 Dubai duty-free Irish Derby, of course, was the Aga Khan's Harzand, trained right alongside us by Dermot Well.
Wonderful again that to see the Aga Khan's colours carried to such prominence both at Epsom and in the Irish Derby, and a great testament to the bloodlines that he has.